We may be very fond of the United States, some of us. We may want to sing hosannas in praise of Donald Trump. We like the Israelis, they are very true friends of ours, of India, but beyond the point, we have to tell them that we are going to be hurt. So, whatever you are doing, wind it up quickly, please, for the sake of the rest of the world, for the sake of the Indian economy, your own economy, the American economy. Day 9 of the US, Israel, Iran war. Where are we headed? What is the prognosis? The simple fact is, and I have been saying time and again, the only way to forecast is by the mathematical missile equation. How many interceptor missiles does Iran and the United States possess? How many attack missiles does Iran have? The correlation between the two will decide how long the fighting will last, who is likely to lose more. The other aspect, as I said, is the pattern modeling. How long did the war last year in June, the 12-day war? It was 12 days, precisely. And both sides were reaching the end of their tether, right? This time, the war is already into the 9th day. Give it another 2 days and they will be at the end of their tether. Thereafter, it is solely a function of will, tenacity, willpower, tenacity, stamina, right? That's number one. America has 2 aircraft carrier battle groups in the region. Each carrier battle group has 3 destroyers as escort. The total number of American warships in the region are 2 aircraft carriers, that is the Gerald Ford and the Abraham Lincoln, 12 destroyers and about 3 to 4 littoral combat ships. Like I said, each American warship, each American aircraft carrier battle group has 3 destroyers to protect it, right? They have 96 vertical launch tube. Arleigh-Burke class destroyer has 96 vertical launch tubes. Most of them have the Tomahawk cruise missiles. 16 to 24 have anti-ballistic missiles to counter incoming ballistic missiles. So 3 destroyers around a carrier battle group means 16 to 48 anti-ballistic missiles. Now they have been deployed for the last 9 days, they have been blazing away, they have come under concerted attack by Iranian ballistic missiles. About 8 have been fired so far on the Abraham Lincoln. To defend against one incoming missile, you need minimum 2 Patriot or THAAD missiles, anti-ballistic missiles. So 8 means 16 have already gone. The entire anti-ballistic missiles of one destroyer are already over, right? That is the problem area, because to rearm these missiles with the Tomahawk cruise missiles or the Arleigh-Burke class destroyers also, like I said, have the anti-ballistic missiles. They have to come back to a port. Which is the nearest port? Going back to the United States would take one hell of a long time. All the American ports in the Gulf of Hormuz, 5th Fleet, etc., they have been blasted. They have been blasted. Very little chance of them being used. Where else can they go? India? I'm not very sure if India would be willing to get involved in a direct fight with Iran. And after all, we have our own national interest to safeguard. And even if they have to come to India, that means they are out of action for quite a fair amount of time. And in that transit itself, they increase their vulnerability. So, my reckoning is that if you go by pattern modeling, last year, 2025, the war lasted 12 days. You give it another 2-3 more days, we are already into the 9th day. Your interceptor missile stocks are running dangerously low. Iran has hit the ballistic missile detection radar in Jordan, $1.1 billion worth, which used to give 10 to 15 minutes time warning. That was the basis of your interception. That is gone. That is gone. The Iranians have very specifically taken out the eyes of the anti-ballistic missile defense system. They have been hitting American bases, American ports, they've been hitting Israel. The 60% of the missiles have been fired on American bases, 40% on Israel. Initially, they fired the low caliber cruise missiles, subsonic, supersonic. Now they have reserved their hypersonic missiles for the end, right? And with the help of which they could target the American warships, either the aircraft carrier battle groups or the destroyers. And America could end up with catastrophic losses, with egg on the face in a midterm election year. Body bags is one thing the Americans cannot, the American public just does not accept. 50,000 body bags in Vietnam, end of the Nixon presidency. 8 years in Iraq, they started very well. 8 years in Iraq, $4 trillion wasted, 4,000 lives lost, and they had to get the hell out of Iraq. 20 years in Afghanistan, so many thousands of lives wasted, and the way they left was nothing short of a military disgrace. Now they are talking of putting boots on the ground, brave words. The only boots that I see getting on the grounds could be either the Kurds, which are 750 kilometers from Tehran, from the border, the Sunni Baluchis, which Pakistan is helping, providing CIA weapons and arms, and which are about 1200 kilometers from Iran. So they can't overthrow the Iranian regime. They can at best nibble away some parts of some border provinces. Iran has 6 lakh army, 2 lakhs Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps, and no amount of the Pass-G, Pass-B, etc. Right? They would welcome a ground fight. This is not the speciality of the American forces. Ground action, ground combat is not what they want. Donald Trump had hit upon a very ingenious solution, so he thought, I won't put boots on the ground, I would get into no protracted wars. All the previous American presidents were fools, absolute bloody fools, because they went in and they got stuck. I won't get stuck. Sir, that is precisely what you have gotten yourself into. Please listen to patriotic Americans like Professor Mearsheimer, listen to Colonel McGregor, listen to Colonel Scott Ritter. I mean, they are objective American analysts. What they have been saying has been coming true in Ukraine and is the reality on the ground here. Propaganda, we can hear plenty. Americans are very good at winning wars on the television. On the ground, it's a difficult thing. Israel, they are much better fighters, they have much greater stamina, but unfortunately, this time both US, Israel seem to have overreached and grossly underestimated Iranian capabilities and military stocks and the military technological abilities. They have been fighting a fairly intelligent war so far. They have been hitting back. They started within 1 hour of the American decapacitating strike. Like I said, the Iranian solution was simple: delegate, decentralize. 31 Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps district, each with its own arsenal of missiles and drones, and they said you are free to fire at will, you have the target list. And that has created a dangerous situation in which the fanatical guard commanders are hitting absolutely indiscriminately. And so to the extent that Pezeshkian, the Iranian president, had to apologize. I mean, you created this situation for yourself. You have nobody to talk to in Israel, in Iran. You've driven them against the wall. They are fighting for their survival, and people who are fighting for their survival fight very hard. This is a disaster scenario that has been created. It is causing an economic mess in the global economy, in the American economy. It is going to hit the Indian economy too. We have 25 days of petroleum reserves, but 60% of our natural gas comes from the Gulf. The Qatar Gulf facility, natural gas, LNG production is hit. Prices of gas cylinders in India are already up by 60 rupees, and they are likely to go up much further as the price of oil goes beyond $100 a barrel. India, we have much at stake economically. We have a 9 billion strong diaspora in this area which sends back remittances. We have invested in businesses in the business havens of tourist havens of Dubai, Abu Dhabi, all at risk. We may be very fond of the United States, some of us. We may want to sing hosannas in praise of Donald Trump. We like the Israelis, they are very true friends of ours, of India, but beyond the point, we have to tell them that we are going to be hurt. So, whatever you are doing, wind it up quickly, please, for the sake of the rest of the world, for the sake of the Indian economy, your own economy, the American economy. It's not a cakewalk that whoever thought it was a cakewalk, well, he's been proved wrong. He's been proved wrong. And therefore, it is in the interests of the world that a ceasefire is declared and diplomatic processes are resumed. Common sense lies in stopping the war at the earliest, getting back to the diplomatic process. India took the lead in Ukraine, which is thousands of miles away. This is in our own backyard. This is causing us economic harm. The Ukraine war caused us very little economic harm. We are going to face economic mess if we don't get this stopped. I'm sure the world will listen to Modi ji. I'm sure the world will listen to the Indian Prime Minister. Both sides we have good relations. We are uniquely well placed to stop this tamasha. We will be paying Donald Trump a return compliment. He said he stopped the India-Pakistan war. He is very dead set against Iranian terrorism. He has nothing to say about Pakistani terrorism. Nevertheless, even if we still work towards a peace deal, I think it would be in the best interest of the whole world. Jai Bharat, Jai Hind.